All right. Welcome on a Tuesday. Man, people, the world's weird. The world's crazy. Man, whatever news you put on, right? Bad things are happening. Over the weekend, you might hear my throat. I got a little sick. Had intermittent asthma. Finally kind of went away. But I'm still a little bit under the weather. But you know what I found out in my area? We noticed that some restaurants are closed for right now. Because the town I live in, apparently there's E. coli in the water. Now, I do have bottled water and all that. But, when you cook food, you use the water from the sink. Apparently there's E. coli. It's going to take about a week to clear it out. So I've been boiling water, going through filter, because I don't want to get my animals sick. So, did my sickness come from that? I don't know. But guys, welcome to the Paranormal Highway, where, simple question, is there proof that Bigfoot is real? Is there proof that Bigfoot is real? That's the question, right? That's the question everybody asks. Where's the proof? What is the proof? Only thing I'm going to say is the proof is all around you, people. The proof slaps you in the fucking face. You just don't want to believe it. Now, of course, the great people in the community that I talk to, we're believers. But the majority of the people, you can have proof right in front of their eyes. They're still not going to believe it. They're still not going to believe you. They're just not. So sometimes you ask yourself, why even go on? Why even do shows that people are going to believe you? Because there's people that will. There are those small percentages of people that will have an open mind. Now, don't get me wrong. We all got to be skeptic, especially nowadays with AI, with the fakery. But it doesn't mean we can't find the truth. You just got to, the hardest part, in my opinion, is that you got to find the right community for you. That's the hardest part. To find the group of people on whatever social media platform you use. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, which Twitter, I don't know about Twitter anymore. D-Live, it doesn't matter. You got to find the right community for you. You got to find the people that you feel you could trust. Because regardless of, somebody can show you a real live Bigfoot standing next to you, and there's still going to be people saying that's not real. You know what I mean? So what do you do? What do you do? What you do is you keep going. You keep fighting the good fight. You share. And that's the most important part about finding a good community. A good community that allows information to be shown. Not the certain kind of communities that all the information has to flow through us. Has to flow through us. Nobody else. Fuck them. Kiss my ass. Get the hell out of here. Sharing, showing people information, because if a show does not want to show other people's stuff, only want to show their own, what are they hiding? What are they afraid of? If you represent a channel of finding the truth, then show whatever. It doesn't matter if it comes from you or not. It doesn't matter. What matters is if the evidence and truth gets out there. That's the only thing that it matters, right? So the hardest thing is just finding that good community, people you could trust, that could share. I sometimes ask Mike from Long Island Bigfoot, hey, can I show this video? It's like, show anytime you want. That's a great community. Hey, Anthony, can I show some UFO videos from your channel? Sure. That's a community. People that are willing to share pictures, videos, Because at the end, yes, everybody wants to make some money. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and say that's not true. But at the end, it's got to be about the truth. Got to be able to share it. And I'm telling you guys right now, it's so great right now what's going on in the community. It is fantastic. Videos, trailers are just coming out like nothing. And it's fantastic. I want to show you a few of these trailers. This one I'm going to show you guys is called... Oops, hold on a second. I'm sorry about that. I want to get you guys the correct title. The Dogman Triangle, Werewolves in the Lone Star. So they're doing a documentary, The Dogman in Texas. And our buddy, Texas Tex, for Tex Front Porch, is in it. So I want to show you this trailer. This is how fantastic the community that we're in right now, the group that we all kind of trust, right? Trust. Look at this.
This came from a very good friend of mine. He recorded this off his property. I honestly do not know what it is. I think they may have a dogman in the area. But anyway, shall we? Please.
It's just starting to get dark, but it's not dark. You can see everything. So we're all starting to weird out because everybody knows about the monster, you know. That door hits that drawer so hard.
The traditional European werewolf was essentially the result of a pact with the devil. It's described as being about 7 feet tall.
Walks on 2 legs. It's more ferocious, more frightening.
Has longer arms, broad shoulders.
So they are getting their food from somewhere.
It was across the fence, 40 yards from me. I mean, that changed me. It changed who I am today. I'm a different person.
The behaviors that are described are still very similar. You still have stories of them standing by the wood line or rising from all fours into a 2-legged stance and then walking away.
He said, "What are you going to do?" I said, "I'm going to try roping." He took off. I took off.
So it's here when the situation's getting extreme, that's when these helicopters start coming in. You see it, they spin it or try to cover it up. They're keeping quiet about it. 5 people went up missing.
Wow. I mean, dude, I'm excited for that because we know them. We know Tex Front Porch. Why? Because we built a great community, right? You know that Tex Front Porch is the real deal. He's not the person that's just gonna do a show to make money and all that. He is the real deal. His story is real. And that's coming from the community. I mean, that's just fantastic. I can't wait to see that. I can't tell you what the launch date is. Go to Tex Front Porch YouTube channel, message him maybe. Maybe he has the information on his channel when it's gonna come out, but it's coming out. That's awesome. And man, there is so many good stuff. My good friend Bigfoot Anon is on so many projects, so many fun projects, and you guys all know Connor Flynn, where he came from. When I interviewed him for the first time, he was just a guy sitting on the couch writing books. Now he's been in articles. He's been doing Bigfoot conferences. Connor's been doing a lot of things, and he's making some horror movies. So this horror movie that's coming up that he's making his trailer came out. It's called The Woodman, which I'm getting in contact with Hunter to come on the show to talk about the process of what it takes to make a horror movie, any kind of a thing. So this is another great video that's coming from the community. So this is the Woodman trailer.
Hi, my name is Dr. Scott LaRoche, Doctor of Anthropology. I received an email with a link to a somewhat disturbing YouTube video of a couple being attacked in their camp up in the mountains of Tennessee.
What's up, guys? It's Connor from Bigfoot Anonymous, and we're in the Appalachian Mountains. We've been researching for the past few months after there's been a plethora of cryptid encounters in this area.
Wow, the Woodman. I want to talk to that hunter guy, because when you do a shot with somebody getting pulled, without even showing what the creature looks like, and when you could get that scare without showing the creature like, it's like watching Jaws all over again, where you didn't see the shark, but you know he was there. That's a Woodman. And when does Connor Flynn ever have time to take a crap? Because he's got another little horror trailer coming out. Tate's Hell horror film trailer. Check this one out. I mean, the community is just so fantastic right now, because there's so many things that are happening right now. It's almost like, wow, we get to have our candy, this year. This is going to be a good year.
Now I'm beginning to think you love this dog more than me.
Hush now.
Tate, you can't go into that cursed swamp. Even if you made it back, you'd never be the same.
You go into the forest.
T! Come on, boy! Where you at? T!
That looks good.
Hey guys, stuff that's coming out this year doesn't even stop there. I just showed you 3 great things that are coming from the community. Let me share this other screen that's coming from the community. And we got the man himself, Extraterrestrial City. Oh, let me get this so you see us. I mean, this is coming out. You're filming it this year. I don't know if it's coming out this year, but tell us about this project that's coming out eventually.
So we started working on it already. We head out on the 29th of this month to go to Roswell, New Mexico, and then we go film at Area 51. We got Steven Spielberg's action director, Adam Richards, is directing this for us. The executive producer is Ruben Smith, and the producer is Steve Bonds. Like I said, the filming, we start on the 29th of this month. So it'll take you from my original story that happened when I was 13 into where I'm in, now, filming everything for ufology, all the UFOs and stuff we film now. And then it goes into Robert Earl White's story from the Order of Light and the triangular UFO incident that happened when he was a kid, that the triangular UFO was reported to have crashed behind his house in the swamp. So those two stories, they'll intertwine, and it'll get into aliens, UFOs, things that happen throughout the United States, sightings, why UFOs are involving themselves with children, why a lot of children, get entangled in this and all that stuff. It's going to be really interesting. And if that's not enough, I actually pull that one down real quick, Eric.
You're talking about the next one I was going to bring up too.
Oh, you have? I put it over here. All right, you got it. So this one's called When a Demon Cries. I actually got a part in this film. This is a horror film, and I actually play a guy that gets eaten by a cannibal, a cannibalistic murderer, like Hannibal Lecter. So I landed a part in that movie that'll be in the movie theater. So I'm really excited. It's been a cool year, man. It's going to be a really cool year. These two movies are going to be awesome.
My God, you think they'll be out this year or maybe next year with all the?
This
you
one,
got to film. You got to do the background stuff. You think there's a shot might be out this year?
Extraterrestrial City. So this one, they told me will be on Amazon and Netflix. This one's going on. This one is like an actual movie theater movie. I don't know much about this one because my only involvement with this one is I got a part in it. But this one, they gave me a 12-month window. Expect to have it out within 12 months from the date we started recording. So again, myself, Andy Gambino, Robert Earl White, and then there's going to be like some famous faces in there, like Bob McGuire and Jesse Peak from MUFON, and a couple other famous faces. They didn't sign their contracts yet, so I really can't say their names, but we know that they're in it. They already agreed to it. And then they'll be showing them the footage that we take and asking their opinion, what they think these things are in the sky and all of that stuff. So it's going to be a very interesting next couple of months while we're filming all this.
Chris Jarvis, is it the real story? Honestly, Chris, I don't know the take story, but in the beginning of it, it does say, I thought it does say true story. Let's see. Let me see here. Does it? See, this summer. I thought it said
Now
true.
I'm beginning to think you love this dog more than me.
Really?
Oh, that was maybe maybe that was the Woodman. One of them said based on true events, but
he's on two of them now, right, Connor?
Yeah, I mean he's got two. I mean it's just fantastic. And then Texas Front Porch got his documentary of the Dogman, and guys, I'll tell you else what else coming. I just finished my script. Actually, I already got my first set of voice recordings sent back to me from Connor, which is not fair to everybody else because I haven't sent it out to everybody else yet, but I will. But here's one tiny scene that's going to be in the next cartoon. Does that remind you of flying bikes in the sky?
E.T.?
So there's a lot of great, fantastic things that are coming up. And Anthony, since you're on,
yeah,
sorry, I feel something. I feel very bad inside. I feel like, am I a good person? Am I a good person? No. Because a lot of times when you do videos or shows, you name people that I have never heard of, and then you name this person, and I heard of this person. So does that make me a bad person?
Don't get all excited there, Eric. She's coming on tomorrow to be cool, calm, collected, and tame. She's an award-winning adult porno superstar, Bethany Benz, but she also had a pretty serious paranormal encounter that she wants some assistance with. So she's going to come on my show tomorrow to discuss that with us. So
yeah, I actually heard her story before. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I remember. But it's kind of sad that some people that Anthony would say, I got this coming on. Who's that guy? I had to look it up. When he said this person, oh, I know her. And I'm like, oh man, that makes me sound like I'm a...
all the guys know her, unfortunately. But I just want to also point out that we run a respectable show, a family show. Just because her profession was a porno superstar doesn't mean that we're getting into anything sexual or graphic. We're getting into the paranormal aspect of her story. That's all. That's just happens to be what her career was.
Almost everybody has a story, and you shouldn't be judged on what you do in life, what job you do in life. You should never be judged. I mean, it's like if you look in the UFO community in a lot of ways, you look at somebody in a suit, you automatically believe them, but you look at a regular blue collar people like us, they don't believe us because we're blue collar. But if we're like in a suit, fancy car, or a scientist, you automatically get believed.
Finally,
it's an unfair world.
Mike Johnson's internet has finally been repaired. He's back online full time. Amen. He's been dealing with some internet crisis for months now where he is. Good for you, buddy. That's been torturing him.
Now, like I said early in the video, is there proof that Bigfoot's real? I've told you guys in the beginning of the video, proof is all around you. There's nothing that I can show you guys that the nayers are going to nay. People are not. But here's an older one that I always thought it was interesting. This is actually from Bigfoot Anon's channel about the Skunk 8 footprint. Let me pull that one up. Let me get that one tab off because I got a lot of tabs up here. Where is... I always like this one.
Connor from Bigfoot Anonymous. I'm with my buddy Jack scouting, filming locations for our upcoming movie. And look what I found deep in a cave. You can clearly see the 5 toes and the mid-tarsal break. This is truly incredible.
That's deep.
Hey, y'all.
Where is it? I won't go back to it.
Right there.
First of all, I look at that. That's something. That's not just made on its own. I can't tell you if it's a Bigfoot, a demon, or whatever it created at, but that thing was created. But again, we live in a world that people are going to look at it and say, they'll say he either made it or that's just nature. People are going to shrug this off as any kind of proof.
Well, we all know Connor don't do no shit like that. He's like one, you know what I mean? He's a real deal researcher. You know what I mean? If he was gonna make things like that, you would see it all the time. I think that's the first time I've ever seen a print that he actually isolated like that to show.
Yeah.
Right or wrong?
This one came out like 8 months ago, but I always like that.
But I'm saying if he was gonna hoax prints, right? You would see them all the time from him.
Well,
you
don't. You look at it. Let me see if I can scoot in closer. Let me see. I don't know if
definitely
I can
something.
I can't.
Something there.
Won't let me scoot in closer. But I know one person said, "Well, that's probably his footprint. That can't be his footprint. That's bigger." And if his toes did that kind of a line, dude, he's got my toes. He's got finger toes.
That's what I'm thinking right now because those toes look really, really long.
Like a hand, more of a hand than
a
foot. But it can't be a hand because it goes here. It stops like
you see the
here.
bottom heel.
But of course, there's going to be people that ain't nothing. That's just the world we live in. So let me get rid of this one. Let's go to
Mike and I. Mike Long Island Bigfoot and I had found a really nice print.
I'm actually showing this. I don't know if this is the one you're talking about, but this one is on Long Island Bigfoot's channel. It's called Massive Bigfoot Impression Found mile behind Catskill Falls.
Wow, look at that. Looks like something big stepped right there. Right? Something huge stepped right here.
So let's look at that for a second. So, and you can tell that something did do a print there because it is a little lower than the grain. It looks more flat versus the surroundings. You know? Now, is that enough proof to say Bigfoot Sasquatch exists? I can't tell you that. That's up to you. But something did make an impression. That can't be a bear, because a bear, you know, is smaller than that big ass thing.
You see something.
Look at that.
Look at the size of that.
Either that or there was a huge rock there that isn't there anymore. I'm going to put my foot right in it.
Now,
I love when he does that. He puts his foot right in it to feel it.
and he's right. A rock could do that, but then where's the rock? I mean, if a rock was that big to fall and make that kind of impression, that means that rock's not an easiest rock to pick up, you know? And also...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I don't care. Who threw that rock? Oh, this is this one. That's yours.
That's the one Mike and I found. So let's try kind of outline it. It was deep. It was 18 inches long. It went down in the dirt about 7.5, maybe 8 inches deep into the dirt. It was on a muddy terrain. It was mud at one point, this area, and then it all dried out. So it was me, Mike, and someone else on this trail. And then we had, I forget who we had on. The Brown Dwarf was on the conference call with us while we were showing this one, which was pretty cool. But when you put your hand in this, you felt all the toes. You felt the mid-tarsal break. And then there was another print on the side of it, and then another one like 6 foot in front of it in a straight line. So it's pretty wild to see. It's pretty wild to come up on when you're out in the wild and you see things like this. No doubt in my mind that these Sasquatch are walking around.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm playing this one. I want everybody to stare, because apparently this horse was reacting to something out there. But I mean, it's not a video where you see something dramatically like big, but the horse was reacting to something out there, and I thought, hey, I'll just share it. I'm not saying this is evidence.
Is that the black object standing in the water that the horse is seeing, or?
Well, let's take a look. Let's see if it moves. I see the black object, and let's see if it moves.
Maybe not.
No, it must be something more in there.
Oh, behind the tree, something. I didn't see what it was. An alien? Oh no, not an.
You know, I'm not saying there's something supernatural or Bigfoot or alien or anything like that, but something did make the horse kind of get spooked. And animals can sense things better than we can.
I don't know what that was behind the tree.
Let's look at it one more time.
Right behind that tree, it popped its head out real quick. There it is. I don't know if that's real or animated or what. It's too fast, but for the horse to sense it.
Any kind of video, it's hard. You know, you really got to stare at it, because you just do. Like, what is this one called? Now there is like, here, let's look at this one. Dogman caught on Brazil. I can't make it big enough where people can see it better.
I hate that, right? When it stays that size, man.
Yeah, it's just it sucks when you can't. or something that's like a little bit too dark, like this one, next one here. I keep on hitting share when I need to hit video file. Like, can you see Bigfoot in the trees? But it's dark.
Yes.
Something just moved. It's right there. Just, dude, you can see the eyes.
Straight, you talking about straight ahead, right?
Right here through the dark spot. You can
Yeah,
see the eyes.
that's what we're looking
it's
at.
Staring at us.
Something moved.
Stop right there, Tate. Just look. It's still there. It's straight ahead.
Okay, can I walk towards it?
Go ahead. He never going to finish this story.
No, he's not.
It is hard.
Oh.
Not having. You see it?
Oh. Holy.
All right, I got to cut a light on.
Now, I didn't really see nothing there. And the thing that I was curious if anybody else does, because one of the things I will say, I won't tell you the name of these people because this group here, I've seen several of their videos and not at 100%, but I think those guys are hoaxers. Complete hoaxers.
What were they trying to show us? I didn't see anything.
They're saying there's a Bigfoot image in the dark, and I think they were using the they're trying to. I know these. I saw these enough of their videos where they're trickery. They're
bullshit artists.
I'll be honest, they're liars, and
Okay.
and what they try to do is they try to make you think there's something there and form an image.
Oh, like pareidolia.
Yes.
Yeah, I got
yes, and that's why I wanted to show that because I still didn't see nothing there, but there's people. I mean, we said it a lot of times. It's hard to even know what's real anymore and what's not real anymore.
Unfortunately, right?
You know, what's this one? Like, god damn. I mean, if you're gonna fake things, oh, is this one here? Let me play this video. I think this one's called Dogman Real Video Footage. Let's see. Is this the one? Oh, no, this is different. I will tell people there was different music, but I took it out because that music was copyrighted. I put some free stuff. But first of all, this video is designed, in my opinion, as a clickbait just because I see something there, but
can't make it out.
I would have wrote possible Bigfoot or Dogman. I think they're using the Dogman just to say it's Dogman because yes, there's something moving there. If that's a real cryptid thing, but there's no enough shape to say that's more Dogman versus maybe a Bigfoot, if it's anything. Or could that be a bear on a certain angle that they're twisting the camera to make it look like it's a Dogman or Bigfoot? You know, what does Danny say? Danny's got a I found Bigfoot, just put up a video. Okay. Well, okay, Danny, let me pull it up. I'll pull up that link. Okay, so you said you just put it up. Is it a short? Danny, is it a short? Is it a regular video? I'm sure it's not live. Now, that's 26 minutes ago. It can't be that one. Whatever still got one. Hold on a second. Okay. I found Bigfoot. Just put up a video with a clear Bigfoot picture in a thumbnail. In a thumbnail? So, like, is it on his community bars he's talking about? What's this shadow creature? What is this? Oh. Oh. Or could that be? Can that be an animal? It looks like it walks on all fours. Like a bear. I mean, that looks like a bear. What do you think?
I don't know what the hell it is.
Because you could tell it's walking on all four.
It looks like a black bear.
Yeah, doesn't it? It looks like a bear.
I mean, it looks bigger than a black bear, but I don't think it's a grizzly.
He wrote probably a bear.
Probably a black bear.
Now he did write it was the not this one, but this other one was a joke. Since the man of the hour, Bigfoot and Non, we show 2 of your trailers.
Oh, Bigfoot and Non.
The Woodman trailer.
Looks great.
When is that one coming out? And if anybody who just showed up did not see that one, let me show you the Woodman trailer that I'm excited for, and I'm trying to get the guy who directed it to come on my show. This is the Woodman trailer. I'll show again.
Hi, my name is Dr. Scott LaRoche, Doctor of Anthropology.
I'm guessing it's like a found footage.
A link to a somewhat disturbing YouTube video of a couple being attacked in their camp up in the mountains of Tennessee.
What's up, guys? It's Connor from Bigfoot Anonymous, and we're in the Appalachian Mountains. We've been researching for the past few months after there's been a plethora of cryptid encounters in this area.
I'm gonna pause it for 1 second. Bigfoot and Non, I think Chris Jarvis earlier wrote in the comment that, is this a true story? I don't know if he's talking about the Tate or the Woodman. Is either the Woodman Tate based on true events? If you let us know, we appreciate it.
And Woodman, hopefully October.
That's hard to. Is it? I'm telling you, Anthony, it seems like this year there is just a lot of great stuff that a lot of people are doing, and it's so exciting.
Let me tell you, man. Number one, I'm really excited for Kana, because he's had his foot in the movie industry for quite some time now, and it's only getting better and better and better for him. So big congratulations to you, Kana, Bigfoot and I, man. I'm really proud of you, man. I'm really happy for you. And we all stand behind you and support you 100%. So anything you need, promotion, anything like that, just hit us up. We're going to keep doing that because we support everything you do. And me and my guys, I mean, Extraterrestrial City's coming out this year. I can't wait for everybody to see this documentary that we're making. It's going to be great. Especially that we got Steven Spielberg's action director, Adam Richards, tied to this. It's going to be nuts. And then I'm following in Connor's footsteps, and I got a part in a horror movie myself, which is going to be pretty
And
cool.
you get eaten.
I get eaten by a cannibal, so that's going to be pretty crazy.
Yeah, and I hope to get the hunter, the woodman, on as an interview. And I would love to. I don't know if you can make it happen, Anthony, in the future. Right, like maybe right before it comes out, I could interview one of the producers of your movie too.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to be with Adam Richards. I pick him up from the airport on the 29th of this month, and then and Steve Bonds, the other producer, and we all head out to Roswell. I can give you an exclusive interview with both of them before the movie even comes out.
Because I love hearing how the projects even get off the ground. What do they do? You know, what's involved? You know,
Sure.
I mean, we'll judge the movie documentary when it comes out, but to put something out takes a lot of effort. You know, and I always feel bad like when I go to the theater and if I see a movie that was bad, nobody goes into making a project and want it to be bad. You know,
Right.
There's a lot of work that gets involved in anything and all that, and so it's always interesting to find out what's involved. And again, another friend of ours, Texas Front Porch, you know, his documentary. If you just came into the show late, this is their trailer of the documentary they're coming out.
This came from a very good friend of mine. He recorded this off his property. I honestly do not know what it is. I think they may have a dog man in the area. But anyway, shall we? Please.
It's just starting to get dark, but it's not dark. You can see everything. So we're all starting to weird out because everybody knows about the monster, you know. That door hits that drawer so hard.
The traditional European werewolf was essentially the result of a pact with the devil. It's described as being about 7 feet tall.
Walks on two legs. It's more ferocious, more frightening.
Has longer arms, broad shoulders.
So they are getting their food from somewhere.
It was across the fence, 40 yards from me. I mean, that changed me. It changed who I am today. I'm a different person.
The behaviors that are described are still very similar. You still have stories of them standing by the wood line or rising from all fours into a two-legged stance and then walking away.
He said, "What are you going to do?" I said, "I'm going to try roping." He took off. I took off.
So it's here when the situation's getting extreme, that's when these helicopters start coming in. You see it, they spin it or try to cover it up. They're keeping quiet about it. 5 people went up missing.
When's this coming out?
That's what I want to find out. I was like telling people, go over to Texas Front Porch and message them. I would think that if they put out the trailer, I would think that all the main footage is already done. They're just splicing it together. So I'm sure it's coming out this year. Because you got to have footage to be able to show.
Yes, Paranormal Pixie. I will be attending the conference. I'll be speaking at the conference at this one again. Yes.
Now, first of all, I do want to say Flipside Fishing earlier in the chat. I forgot to mention it. Did donated to the channel, so I do want to say, oh, there it is. I do want to say I want to thank you so much for that. That's very awesome of you. That's fantastic.
Can I say something real quick, Eric?
What's that?
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
What the hell was I gonna say? Okay, so the documentary I'm making, Extraterrestrial City, I'm making that, on my own dime. I'm paying for everything. So I am crowdfunding for that. If anybody's interested, what we're doing is anybody that donates $50 or more gets their names in the movie credits. At the end of the movie, when the credits roll, your name will come up and it would say, donation by such and such, and your name will roll in the credits. I'm going to drop a link in there. If anybody wants to donate, it's $50 or more. You get your name in the credits. There's been about 15 people that did this already. So if anybody's interested, we really appreciate it. And if you can't and you're just supporting the show and, the likes, the comments and all of that, we appreciate just as much. Thanks.
this next video, I think this woman's crazy. I mean, maybe she's not, because this woman claims she went to the moon with the Pleiadian ET to meet members of the Galactic Federation. There's a woman who makes a claim, and I don't know who am I to say she didn't, but I want to see what you guys think of this person.
Giant, 7 foot tall Palladian man came into my room and he says, "Hi, Elizabeth. I want to personally invite you to a meeting that the Galactic Federation is having." And so I said, "Okay." And he says, "All right, follow me." All of a sudden, we're going to the moon. We actually went inside the moon. Inside the moon are all these seats, kind of like a giant stadium. And in all of these seats are hundreds of thousands of interdimensional beings from all over the universe. There's weird gray beings, there's insectoid beings. There was also tens of thousands of astral bodies that were also just floating around the room.
And listen, I brought this up because she's got people listening to her.
I mean, like, number one, all right, you went inside the moon. Everybody today has a cell phone in their pocket. You didn't snap one picture, 1 3-second video clip, and none of that going on. I mean, I just can't buy it. And all of a sudden, she came out of the woodwork with this fantastic story. Like, give me a break. No? Am I the only one thinking that right now? She's probably backed up by Gaia TV or something like that. Ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention something to tomorrow. I'm gonna be Bushcraft Family invited me to go on their show at 7 p.m. Eastern, which that's 4 o'clock Pacific time for me, and I just mailed them back. And yes, I'm gonna go on their show. So let me. I'm trying to I'm trying to write their names in the. Because I want to put a link. Here we are. I'm going to put a link. So tomorrow, 4 o'clock Pacific time, 7 o'clock Eastern time, I will be going on their show. So this is the link to their channel and all that. And this, of course, you guys know tomorrow on Anthony's channel, he's got the famous porn star, but she has a real paranormal story, which I remember hearing a long time ago, and I'm excited to hear that story again.
Bethany, let's just everybody knows Bethany Benz. All the guys know Bethany Benz because I mean she was famous for breaking that rapper's junk in that film. That's how everybody knows Bethany Benz. But even though she's a pornography superstar, as she's titled today, she still has a really cool paranormal story, and we want to hear it. You know, and far be it from us to say, hey, just because you did porn or whatever, you can't come on a show and tell your encounter and get some people to listen to it and hear what you have to say, right or wrong. It's going to be a classy show. There'd be no nudity, no talk, no dirty talk, none of that stuff. It's going to be strictly about her encounters and a few other paranormal things that we want to ask her about.
And then Thursday, I'm bringing on a guy. Let me put it here.
This is going to be interesting.
Samuel Chong. Now, what's interesting, let me just put this link in there so you guys can get ready. I guess I'll put in the first like of it. What's interesting is the videos I've seen of him. It's not him that's actually been abducted by aliens. It's the books that he's read and certain writers that he supports and putting him out there. So I'm curious to talk to this guy what is with not promoting? Yeah, you're technically you're promoting somebody else's reduction. Like, why do you feel? How come he feels a connection with it? Did he feel that he was abducted, or did he see a UFO? So he's a real. He lives in L.A. He translate Chinese languages to the court. He's very respectable in his community where he works at. So and listen, you can support people and show their report and about, but he goes on shows and talks about the books that he supports. So I'm curious, what's the connection? Why you're connected so hard that it'd be like me going on every show, never talking about myself. All I'm doing is talking about maybe you talk about Anthony under the Fast Four. Why am I just talking about Anthony, never myself or anything else? What is that connection? So I'm curious about his story. Like, why?
That's what we do too, right, Eric?
Huh?
I mean, that's what we do too. We talk about, this just in, Eric. Steve Bonds and Steven Spielberg's action director Adam Richards are free right now. If you'd like them to hop in,
jump on in.
All right, give me 2 seconds. Let me make the call because they just texted me. I see you're on Paranormal Highway. You want us to talk? Hold on.
Live. This is so exciting, people. So exciting. He's on mute, and while he's on mute, let me play demonic. Hold on. Let me play this video while he's doing that. I'll play this video to you guys.
To stay over at the house at 30 East Drive, Pontefract in the UK, which is basically a house where former residents, the Pritchard family, became subject to one of the most incredible poltergeist hauntings of all time.
Eric, send me the link.
The poltergeist was given the name Black Monk. During the investigation, when Amy looks into the mirror, we see something quite terrifying.
In your WhatsApp app, it's sent to you.
Okay.
As Amy looks into the mirror and opens her mouth, it suddenly gapes wide open as if a demon took over for a mere instant, attempting to transform her face, which appears to freak herself out.
You gotta text it to me on my cell phone. You gotta text it.
Oh.
So just what could this be? Is it an attempt at demonic possession, maybe caused by looking into the mirror? As they do say, mirrors are portals to another world.
Let me get my text up. Give me 1 second, people. I'm trying
I got it. My apologies.
You got it?
It wasn't working, but it worked.
Okay. We all know Anthony's the man, so
sorry about that.
No problem. No problem. While he does that, let me share this other video. Where is it? Beyond. This guy apparently caught this chilling footage. You right there. In the background, like
in tonight's scary video, a guy musters up the courage to approach a landowner and inquire if he has ever encountered anything strange or out of the ordinary on their vast property. Little did he know that the landowner's response would be far more shocking than he could ever have imagined. Watch this.
Ask them questions. I'll ask, have you ever seen anything interesting out here? And oftentimes they'll say like, oh yeah, I've seen some coyotes. And so finally, as the conversation was warming up, I say, hey, have you ever seen anything out here you can't explain? The moment I said that, his eyes lit up. And he was like, it's really weird you asked me that question. He's like, just last week, my buddy took the craziest video back in these woods. He pulls up his buddy's private Facebook page. So it's a private Facebook page. He tried to send me a link to the video. I couldn't see the video on my own phone. So I had to pull the video up on his phone and take a video of it. I've sent this to a bunch of people. I've not seen anyone be able to explain what the heck is going on.
So, is this farmer guy, did he really catch it, or is this guy just playing the game that it costs up like a film off a film? I mean, I don't know, but I mean, the guy really did catch that. But what I'm curious is, is Anthony's the camera guy. So can a camera put like a white image at walking like even though there's something not there, but the way the camera is with a certain kind of light, can that make it look like that?
That would be true. I think that's probably if you see anything moving in the camera, whatever, it's probably added in after the fact, overlay wise or something like that. Because you can go out into the woods or whatever, and you could film anything you want. And then you could find an image from another video that you like, delete the background, keep the image that you like, and just overlay it onto the other film. You can like layer it. I mean, you got to be really technical to do those things perfectly. You got to know what you're doing. But there are people that can do that with like without even batting an eye.
Isn't that is just this seems like it's hold on, I'm trying to find haunted. Okay, let me pop this up. Video. We go back to where is it? This is a haunted house that disappears.
Grove Cemetery in Cook County, Illinois, has many freaky stories surrounding it, but the most famous one is that of the disappearing house. This tale involves the sighting of an old one-story frame house, but its exact location differs depending on whom you ask. Some say it's located to the side of the cemetery, while others say it's inside the cemetery itself. What's most strange about this house is that, although many have seen it, those who try to find it again can't do so. It's as if the house was never actually there. Others report going towards the house and noticing it shrinking smaller and smaller until ultimately it vanishes completely. And on most occasions, an eerie yellow-orange light can be seen gleaming.
You just sent me the
windows.
StreamYard website, Eric. That's all you sent me.
No, I clicked.
Text me the link. This is what happens with WhatsApp. It doesn't do it the way it needs to.
Okay, hold on a second. And I'm in like I did. I went to invite and then I'm but when I text this to you, it's looks like the exact same one.
They're not getting it.
And that's the one that says right here on streamer, right beneath me, invite guest. The same one you could get too.
Give me a second.
That is weird.
And you texted it to my cell phone? Because I don't see anything.
Oh, your cell phone.
Yeah, man.
Well, I'm on the Are you talking about WhatsApp on the cell phone?
Talking about my cell phone number, Eric. Text it to my cell phone number.
Let's see. Give me one. Sorry, people. I'm just looking for. Let me see here. 1 second. Okay. Okay. There you are. Let me just go here. Let me copy and paste. Copy. Let me put it right here. Okay, so that one's text to you.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Sorry about that, people. I'll tell some people what's going on today if they want to hear. I am actually taking my daughter.
Why can't I copy this?
My daughter and I are actually going out on a Bigfoot paranormal investigation today. So basically, after the show today, and I'm going to tell you something about my daughter. My daughter is braver than 85% of all men investigation. I'm telling you guys right now, my daughter is one tough ass cookie. She's going to be the camera person. She is not afraid of hearing any kind of sounds or not. Now, there might be a certain limit, but she's not a person that's just going to run away. She's a tough cookie. And So we're gonna be doing a paranormal and Bigfoot investigation together. How old is she? She's 16. She is 16. My daughter and I have been watching horror movies and stuff since she was a little kid. So you could say that I'm probably responsible why she's not afraid. She's not afraid.
It fucking shit. It's not working.
Why?
It's not working. You keep sending me the StreamYard link to join StreamYard.
Is that what you want?
Why would I want the director and producer to join StreamYard? I want them to join the show. This is to buy a package to join StreamYard. You're sending me.
No, I'm on but Anthony, I'm on the invite where it says invite guest.
I'll just tell them to come into the chat. They can get out of the chat.
Yeah. That's God, I don't understand that. There's only one way to send an invite. You just send out
Not working. It keeps telling them to buy a package for StreamYard. And I'm looking at it too, and it's taking me to buy a package for StreamYard. Which is crazy.
There's only one way to send an invite. That's just
It's not working.
You know what? Remember when it happened? Maybe you have to go through the StreamYard through your link, because somehow when I was telling you that this StreamYard that you did, and I can't go through it through you. I have to go through to an outside StreamYard. So there's something that's causing this issue.
Never seen this happen before.
Me either. It's so is wow. I'm trying to give me 1 second. Long Island Bigfoot. Long Yeah, Long Island Bigfoot. I just messaged you the link too, but like I said, that link is under my invite. So actually what I'm doing is I'm taking that same link on my other browser, see what happens. Browser does not support your StreamYard technology. Oh.
No, it works.
I forgot that.
It works. All right, I'm just making sure it works. I'll be right out.
Not working on their end.
Oh, look. See, I sent it to Mike. It did work.
See you in a second. Look right now when I go to it. It takes us to the friggin' thing to buy StreamYard. You think I'm kidding with you?
But how come it works for Mike?
The easiest way to stream and record. Buy StreamYard.
But I sent that same one to Mike, and Mike just got on.
Mike sent it to me now. Maybe. Crazy.
Yeah. That is crazy. How come it works for Mike, but not you guys? And that's the same link. Because there's no other link.
Every time I send it to him.
That's
insane.
That is insane because it works for Mike. And Mike just texted me back, said it works. But why not you?
The one Mike sent me. That's where it takes me.
So how come Mike can get in, but you can't?
I don't know.
And Long Island, he wrote it right here. I sent what I used to.
It's not working. I use it all the time.
When
it's
you
not
click
like
on since Anthony, since you're on StreamYard, when you click on invite, what kind of link you get?
Well, from my cell phone, which I need to do it on, I can't because I'm on my page. I can't switch to the other page. I can only do it from here in the
maybe
chat.
you could copy and paste the link, email it to yourself, and open the email on your cell phone, and then copy paste it from there.
I don't have email set up on this computer. It'd be a whole project.
God, that is. I don't know. I am lost for words because it works for Mike, but it doesn't work for you guys. It's like, is it a browser issue? Anthony, is your phone bugged? There's some there's some demonic things going on. Let me see here. Rock Apes of Vietnam. Hold on.
Eric, drop the link in the chat. That's him right there.
And that is the exact same one that Mike used
Okay,
to jump on.
I'm telling him that it was taking you to buy StreamYard. Just click that link that we just dropped in the chat here. Click this link right here, and it'll bring you right on the show.
Oh, there it is.
Can't make me.
All right.
What are you guys doing?
I was just telling him that it was taking you to buy StreamYard, and when they were sending it to me, it was taking me to buy
I just sent the
StreamYard.
link, Adam.
That works.
Did you get it?
I'm gonna, while you guys talk real quick, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
What's up, Steve?
Morning or afternoon.
Good evening, good night.
In case I don't see you. How you been?
Good, buddy. That beard you got going there got brutal.
I know, 2 weeks.
So I was just filling everybody in about the two projects that are coming. Of course, Extraterrestrial City, and then Your Baby When the Demon Cries, where I get eaten. So everybody's really excited to hear what's going on. Is Steve
Adam, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here, yeah.
Okay, did you get the link?
Nice good. Yeah, I got the link, yeah.
All right, cool. Adam should be joining us any second.
Great.
So, whose channel am I on?
You're on my buddy Eric's Paranormal Highway.
Nice. I just get random links. Here, sign in. Okay. Sounds good.
When you went in, did you go back to YouTube or go to the site?
No, I just clicked right on the link I sent you.
So I'm going to mute you for a second till you sort it out with Adam. All right, everybody. So let them two sort it out because Adam's in London right now. We don't pick him up to the 29th of this month, so he's just explaining how to sign into StreamYard. So Stephen Bond's right here. This Adventure with Stephen Bonds. He is the producer he's going to be the producer of, my film here, Extraterrestrial City. He also wrote When a Demon Cries. That's his baby right there, where Adam Richards will also be directing that. So it'll be the same team of directors and producers for both projects, which he'll explain. But he's just given Adam Richards some technical know-how to sign on to StreamYard, because not everybody uses StreamYard.
So Stephen, is it safe to say, like, you're the main person behind getting this project going?
No. So, which project are we talking about?
The Extraterrestrial City.
No. So Anthony has done a really good job of putting it together over the years. It looks like he's got some really, really good footage that I think is going to be awesome to be able to share. And he's also got some inside stories on some hoaxes in the past that nobody else has access to. So I think that his fans are going to be in for a treat. As far as me, all I do is put the puzzle pieces together. So basically, I just look and see what everybody has around me, and I'll just take what I can, and I literally will put together what I can put together and make work. In this case, it just happens to be a gem sitting there. So not to.
Let me ask you this way. Let me ask you this way. So what you've seen from Anthony's footage, I mean, What inspired you? What inspired you of type of his type of footage? Say, you know what, this is more of a real deal. I want to work with him.
The moment he called BS on Tom Warner was the moment I was like, okay, why did he call BS? And then I took the time to get to know him and the reasons why he calls out people for lying. And once I realized, not only was he calling out people, but he, was honest himself, and he was, searching for a truth for himself. That's when I was like, okay, how can I help? What can I do? This guy is reliable. He's got his stuff together. He's a retired officer. I don't want to say it wrong, but the word New York is in there somewhere.
I got to jump in real quick. Adam Richards, it says you cannot connect because you need to connect your mic cam. You need to add it to your stream. That's what it says. It's not letting you in.
Microphone to the thing.
Yeah. Adam, I don't know if you hear me or not.
No, I can hear you. We can hear you fine.
No, he's talking to the director.
Oh.
Yeah, I can hear you, Steve.
Okay.
I'm trying to do it on my mobile phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you just got to connect your microphone. So, yeah, Adam's trying to come in. He's in the UK right now, and he just got done doing a couple jobs here. Just so happened to be able to catch him here briefly, but he doesn't come on to these things very often.
So real quick, just explain what we got going on over the next couple of weeks. Like I was telling him, we're leaving the 29th for Roswell.
Yes. So we actually have a lot going on. So Adam is flying out from the UK on the 29th. I'm picking Adam up from the airport. I'm going straight to Staten Island, picking Anthony up. My daughter, Anthony, Adam, and I are then doing a road trip where we're going to stop in and see friends in Oklahoma, and then we're gonna stay on the border there in Texas overnight, and then the next morning we're going to go to Roswell, where we are going to be doing interviews with lots and lots of individuals, where I am supporting or I'm producing I'm one of the producers on the film called The Bridge, which is the Tom Reed family incident of 1969. We follow that story from then till now. And a lot of people in the UFO community are supportive of it. Surprisingly, everybody we've spoke to, actually not surprising because Tom Reed is an amazing person. The guy's been in.
He's not connecting. Maybe just put him on speakerphone and let them hear his voice because he's not connecting.
Yeah, I can do that.
Sometimes it could be a browser.
It could be any little thing.
I know sometimes StreamYard on phones are tricky depending on. I know, like for me, to use StreamYard on my iPhone, I got to use Google Chrome. I can't use my
Chrome,
Safari.
you can use Firefox or Safari from the phone.
All right. Can you hear me, Adam?
Yeah.
There you are. So I got you on the phone here. You can talk while you're still setting that up, all right? Everybody can hear you.
So you guys are going to be driving 3,000 miles from
33 hours.
Yeah.
I drove from Washington to New York and New York to California. So I've done that drive plenty of time. It's a tough ride. Especially when I was the only driver.
I've driven in all but 2 states. So Alaska and Hawaii are the only states I haven't driven in. And I've done it multiple times for each state. It's kind of a hobby. So here, Adam.
But just think of all the dynamite footage we're going to catch going across the United States from New York to Roswell and all the stops in between, especially stopping in Oklahoma overnight, Texas. You get to see the stars over there. You get to set up the equipment, film the stars at night, and catch more footage along the way. And then you're talking Roswell, where it all began. You get to set up your camera equipment and film there at night. And then Area 51 and all these special locations that we can now involve in the film because we have to make this trek across the country. So it just becomes that much better. And then when we add in Robert Earl White's story, which the UFO, a triangular UFO crashed in the backyard swamps of his house almost 30 years ago, and that was all documented and logged in by the police department and over 200 witnesses. When you intertwine the two of us witnessing that, it's going to be a pretty cool doc.
And that's just in 2 weeks.
Yep.
I think we got it. Here we go.
I see him.
All right. We'll get the cell phone. Yeah. Adam, good to see you, brother.
Can you hear us?
So a little fun fact about Adam. Adam was trained by Bruce Lee. He could whip all of us through the monitor.
Jackie.
You know, guys, it is an exciting
Ain't that old.
time. UFO community, it's a really is truly an exciting time. I mean,
Eric,
just
do you
in my
know-
town, where I live in Des Moines, Washington. So I'm in the town of the famous Mary Island incident and the Men in Black. Just this upcoming weekend, there's a Men in Black party bash that's happening at the waterfront where I'm at, where everybody's dressing up as Men in Black since the first stories of Men in Black started here. So it's just like, it's exciting times to see people embracing the UFO community, dressing up with the Bigfoot community, not Bigfoot, I'm sorry, UFO community, and everybody's getting together. I'm excited to go to that next weekend.
Do you know who Adam played in his career? He was the Red Power Ranger. Did you know that?
I remember you told me that. Wow.
Yeah. He's a karate master. So Adam, we got a bunch of people in the audience. Maybe you tell them a little bit about your background and your career so they know where you're coming from.
Just a little bit. Okay. I was trained by my dad in martial arts, and then I started learning kung fu. My dad was SBS trained. He was also trained by his parents and his family and that in boxing and the art samurai. And then he went from there, joined the SBS, and then he trained me. So our ancestral line is from William Adams, which is the first English samurai. So I was trained by my dad, and then I was trained by one of the top wushu people in the country, by Grandmaster Chisu, and my actual Sifu was Sifu was master. So I was trained by Sifu Dylan. Then I was in part of the British team, competing in that and doing shows and displays and that for them. And then from there, I went to British kickboxing champion, then went out to Hong Kong at the age of 17. So at 17, I lived in Hong Kong for about 2 years at the first stint. And I was working and doing stuff like stunts and learning how to become a stuntman under Jackie Chan and that. So from there, went back to the UK at the age of, I was about 21. Sort of, there wasn't much work, sort of like in the UK when I was back in the UK as a stuntman, because you had to be on the British stunt register, which I wasn't on at that time. Although I was part of the Hong Kong stuff and that, they wasn't going to let me just straight onto the British. So I ended up later on going on to do Power Rangers from 93 to 97 in America. Then from there, I just went on to Saving Private Ryan, Band of Brothers, Warhols, Gulliver's Travels, Band of Brothers, Robin Hood, many different films over the years.
Hood, one with Kevin Costner?
Yeah, no, the other one with Russell Crowe, which I got a Screen Actors Guild from that.
But Adam, I'm going to ask you this. As an action director,
yeah,
sometimes when I watch these action scenes, especially in Saving Private Ryan, sometimes I like, how do you direct such a scene? There's so many things going on to get the explosion right, I mean, it's got to be hard, right? Because action is different than directing maybe a talk scene at a restaurant. I mean, you got to direct things that are moving instantly, and a lot of times you got to get that shot right. You try to get it right the first time because it costs money if you got to keep redoing the action parts. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. It is harder. It's harder than shooting a talking scene, like, you know. And this is where I've had like these talks with some directors, and when they say, "Oh, how can you become a director?" It's like, well, because I'm moving into directing more now. Because I find it, you know, it's easier for, you know, an action director to go into stepping his shoes, you know, putting shoes on as a director is easier for him, because, you know, an action director is, like you just said, he's creating all these scenes where there's explosions and there's something else blowing up or there's something else happening. There's always something happening in an action scene, from a car chase to a fight scene, and you're telling the story more with an action scene than you are with a dialogue scene in some ways.
Yeah. Is most of your work also behind the scenes? Because because I know when you do explosion, it doesn't look like when you see the final product. So is it like you have to also work with the CGI group departments to get that explosion to look the way you want it? Or is that Steven Spielberg stuff?
No, it depends on what you're doing. So it's, the thing is, on Saving Private Ryan, you had something like 6 months prepping before you actually started filming it. And then same as if you look at a YouTube video where I'm doing some sword work on a music video, on that one there, like I spent like nearly a month and a half just practicing some sword moves and getting used to the person which is my opponent in this music video. What we was doing, so we were spending every day we was training, just getting used to each other's moves with the sword. So even that is quite hard to sort of thing because you're telling a story of that as well. So every action scene tells a story, and that's what you need to do, sort of thing. So it is harder, sort of thing, and it does take longer to do an action scene.
You also worked on Star Wars as well, right? You did some stunt work in Star Wars.
He's muted.
Yeah.
But Adam, what's the difference of directing like a movie more towards a documentary, what you're doing here with Anthony? I mean, there's got to be a main difference, right? Because you're telling a story that's either from a book or true events, but now you're directing like a documentary that's from a true story based on what Anthony's telling you. So there's got to be a major difference.
There's not much difference. You just tell a true fact of life, sort of thing. Like Anthony, I spoke to Anthony the other day, and I said, we need to go to the. He was telling me the story of where he had the UFO encounter when he was in the woods when he was a young kid. I said we need to go to that place and actually film in that woods where it actually happened, where it happened, and tell the story from that woods because it's a true fact. So it makes it easier because it's actually a true live event which already happened. Where when you're sort of like using your imagination, it's slightly harder sort of thing because you got, like I always talk about writer's block. But this is where what you get writer's block, but you also get an action director maybe get like a writer's block or even like a film block sort of thing in some ways you can call it, where he's not flowing with what scene he's doing next. But this is a true event, so we're filming it actually from a true event, so it makes it slightly easier for us because it's actually him telling us the story, and then we just got to capture that and make sure that we can deliver it nicely and crisp and as best as possible to make him look
be like a reenactment where we're gonna get a kid like Anthony's age, like kind of like a reenactment kind of a scene, or
so that
it would be nice to do something like that, sort of thing. Like I do want to go down there where maybe he's telling the story, sort of thing, and maybe we could have a clip there where he's actually starts to tell the story, and then it goes into if we can get a young boy of that age, it would be quite nice, sort of like nice little scene to see, sort of seeing it, sort of a reenactment of what happened, sort of thing. If we could pull that off, that'd be quite nice.
Yeah.
So that's an open casting call, by the way.
Yeah, but that's down to Steve's that's Steve's department now. If he lets me get away with that.
We need a 13-year-old good-looking Italian kid.
Just
and I apologize if I'm digging too deep into these questions, but I'm so interested on.
See, that's where the storytelling comes in.
Of what it takes to do a project like this, to do it right. I mean, anybody could take an iPhone and go out and make documentaries, but to do it right, to tell the story the correct way, I'm always wondering the process. How does it get going? Do you got to get companies to back you? It's.
Yeah. So just to give you an idea of the gear we're using, it costs $1,200 just to tote it from London and back.
The camera gear, the mic, booms, all that stuff. These guys, Adam and Ruben, they come equipped with some of the most professional camera gear that they use on the movie sets is what we're using. And this is why Andy and I waited a whole year before, even starting to work on this project, because we needed the right director, the right executive producer, the right team to put this together and put it in the correct light. Because anybody, like you said, could just film something with a BS camera and then throw it up on Peacock or Vimeo or whatever, right? And then you get that garbage quality documentary. We weren't looking for that. if my story is going to be told, it's going to be told with grace and excellence. I want it to be a masterpiece when it's on screen, and I want everybody to enjoy it and respect all the hard work and energy that went into it. I just don't want to put a piece of crap up there, you know.
No,
And then they're also working on the other project, When a Demon Cries, as well. That's the next one coming out. Maybe you guys want to talk about that a little bit before we get out of here.
I'm a horror guy. I love horror movies, people.
So this is a funny story, actually. Adam and I argued for months on the genre. And then once we started filming, it was very apparent that it was not going to be my win. So it is now a horror film through and through. I eat some people, a couple people.
Yeah, I hope you take a couple pounds off my lower end when you eat me, because that's going to be a big help.
Definitely will. Adam, take the floor on this one, because I could go on for days. Hold on. Actually, I'll start with action directing during this one. Okay? So if you're ever dealing with a fiery redhead with the best action director in the world, just know that one way or another, they'll figure out a way to put hands on you. It's great. I love it.
Yeah. Well, Steve said that I couldn't get a fire truck, and I ended up getting about 3 fire trucks and fire stations.
3 fire trucks, an ambulance, 5 police cars, and then we had the rescue team there. We did search and rescue was there. So I had to lay in the water. So all of these scenes that we took, Adam's walking up with a big old smile on his face, right? Best acting in the world. Like, that's the happiest firefighter ever right there. You know, hopping in this freezing cold water with ice that's about 2 feet thick. These guys had to cut the ice. They had to break the ice. We had to put the car in the lake. We left the hood on top of the ice. Anyways, these guys are all playing dead, and I'm laying in this suit in the water. Yes, I know there's people out there who love ice baths. No, it's not the same. It's not the same at all. For any of you that say you love an ice bath, when you are getting caught in a current in a pond and it is ridiculously cold, there's ice, the whole 9, it's not the same as relaxing in an ice bath. I just want to make that clear. So he comes up to me and he dunks me. Okay? Each time he dunks me to get that shock on my face. And I'm like, ah! So they dragged me out finally, and I actually did go into shock once. I had to turn around and I had to readjust, and it took me about 45 minutes to, you know, bring my temperature back. But yeah, okay, take the floor, Adam. Sorry, I'll go on.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I just loved my job at that moment, sort of thing, to go into, you know, dangerous ice and sort of like save somebody from the water. And yeah, I just dunked you a few times, make you sure you're still alive.
Yeah, so here's what they don't tell you. The fish are alive. The turtles are still under that ice, and they're still moving. A lot going on that I was unaware of.
But
yeah,
you know, Steven and Adam, you know, I have also directed and played.
He's seen our cartoon, Eric.
No, not the cartoon. I'm talking about the best horror movie anybody ever saw. I mean, look at my directing debut.
So good. Things you did, man. My ass still hurts.
Look at the special effects you're about to see here.
For Scooby-Doo to run out.
Listen to the music. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, that's a $5 budget if I ever see it.
Great.
Look at that actor right there. Look at that.
Hey, Joe, you there? Hey, I'm there. He's gonna be there. He's gonna watch me on the camera.
I mean, look at that.
Holy shit! It's holy shit! Dude, it's molesting. No! Shit!
Thanks for the real, Eric. You're fired.
Yeah, so Adam, you're directing.
You're fired.
Is that not top notch?
Yeah, fired.
But I tell you what, that was like the first time I ever tried something. But even doing it on that, I've learned that, you know, you got to do retakes.
That I would reshoot.
Yeah, with the ice scene, like Steve only did one. He went in. He said, "I ain't doing it again." I said, "Yeah, we need to for a retake." When he went in about 3 more times.
Dunks me 4 times.
And anybody in the chat wants to see the whole thing, it's on my channel. I did it about 2 years ago. It was fun.
I think they've seen enough. But yeah, and again, we're gonna be hitting the road in a couple days, and I'll be coming to you from behind the scenes across the road, and we'll show you the process as it goes along. And as soon as we have the trailer and the teaser all wrapped up and ready to go, we'll present that to all the channels that are gonna pitch it and show it and all of that stuff. So we'll keep you posted to everything that's going on. Anything else from you, lads?
Yes. Thank you, guys. Is there anything? Oh, yeah. So as far as your documentary goes, I highly recommend it. And I'm going to go ahead and say a couple things I'm probably going to regret, but I think it's worth saying. So I'm a big fan of the Stephen D. Greer documentaries, but after a certain point, you know, you're repeating the same stuff over and over and over again. And what I could say about Anthony's documentary, Extraterrestrial City, is it's not going to be a repeat of all the other documentaries that are out there. You're going to have original footage. You're going to have original storylines because, yes, it is a story. At the end of the day, you have to tell a story. And it's not going to be boring. You know, it's real life, real events, you know, stuff that Anthony sat in the field for years recording, and he's held on to it. And I think that's the smartest move he could have made. And I'm glad to have Adam come on board, and I'm glad to have the Ruben come on board and have a chance to work with these guys. So
yeah, appreciate that.
Stephen, I'm glad you said that, because in the past I've always said I got tired. I said I got tired of watching UFO documentaries because it's always the same people going on each other's documentaries, like the same exact people, the same kind of talk, and it's like, I'm tired of that guy.
Yeah.
You know, and there.
Like
don't get me wrong,
people.
there are newer stuff, but not good productivity. Like Anthony was saying, not good production.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see something new that you guys are actually putting some production into it that makes you want to watch it.
I do, yeah. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to the trip. We're going to be going and filming, guys. When we're on this trip, now this isn't for the production. This is for the bridge. We're actually going to be filming. Start the list here. Travis Walton is on the list. Tom Reed, of course, is on the list, and then we're going to have the museum, the Roswell Museum, and we'll also have the Roswell Daily Record. I think I'll be the only person to film in the Roswell Daily Record, which is really cool. So I get to technically break a record there.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. And again, Andy and I waited so long to have the right people attached to this project, and I couldn't pick a better team to be attached with the project. Believe me when I tell you.
Thanks, Mike.
You know, so it's going to be awesome. Adam, great seeing you. I'll see you in a couple of days. Steve,
see you soon.
See you in a couple of days, my friend. And if you guys need anything, just hit me up.
Will do.
All right.
Later.
Cheers, lads.
All right. Cheers. Thank you. Cheers.
All
God,
right.
I'm so excited for you, Anthony, because you when you listen to Steven, especially Steven, Adam's cool too, but Steven, you could tell the passion that Steven has, and you see the vision of what Adam has. And you need people with vision and you also need people to even, you know, not saying Anthony, like your story, you got your story. People say, you know, Anthony, that's not going to work. We need to do, you know, you got to have those kind of people.
You're absolutely right, because in my head, I'm thinking this is going to be the typical documentary where I tell my story and they show some CGI version of whatever the encounter was. Adam came right in and said, no, that's not going down like that. That's what everybody does. We're going right to where this incident happened. We're filming right there where it happened. We're going to get a kid that was the same age as you. We'll buy the same dirt bike that you had. We'll put him in the same exact spot where it happened. We'll pan the camera to the exact angle where the craft came in, right exactly where it stopped. We'll mark everything right down to where it exactly happened. This way people can really be in your mind when the story's being narrated and you're telling it. And when he said that, it clicked in my head, not because of his credentials and all the work he's done and how famous he is, it clicked in my head because I said, this fucking guy knows exactly what he's talking about. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I want. And what I'm saying in my head, what I want. And when he said that, it clicked. Other people that I've spoken to, and I won't mention names, were like, yeah, we'll just add a little CGI this, a little CGI that. And last year we could have did it, but I said, that's what everybody does. That's not what I want. You know what I mean? I really want people, I want to capture the essence of what happened to me. I want you to feel how I felt when it happened. I want you to experience it how I experienced it to the best way I can get you to, and those are the guys that are going to be able to do that,
Yep.
He certainly had, Adam Richards certainly has the credentials for it. And then when you get Ruben Smith on board, I mean, he's like another Adam Richards. He's like a young Adam Richards. And you put this trio together, you got the dream team. So
yeah,
this is really
you got each person saying, you know what, this might work better this way. And then you come in with your point of view. And then when everybody has their point of view, little pieces, like that's when the magic happens. I hate to bring this old one back, people. Like a good example, people. A lot of people say the prequels of the Star Wars weren't as good as the original Star Wars. And what I've learned was because George Lucas has so much power, when he wanted to do something in the prequels, nobody had the balls and power to say, hey, that's not going to work. So he did whatever he wanted. You got to have people to say, hold on, Anthony, that's not going to work. Hold on, this will work better. You got to have those people, even though it's not fun when you make something and you have people on your own party disagreeing. But because of people disagreeing, you're going to find a common ground that's going to work best for everybody. And you'll have a better product at the end of all the filming and stuff. So it sounds like you got a group is just looking for the best shot, and they're willing to listen to everybody,
exactly,
not be headstrong.
Exactly. And we took it, Mike Long Island Bigfoot and I, we went out for a week with Steve Bonds. He was camping with us. We were bullshitting with him the whole time we were doing that. I was getting all these stories and what he's capable of, and then I was going out in the field with him and seeing what he was capable of. And he would tell you something, and then you would get in a car with him, take a ride, and he would go introduce. That's how I met Travis Walton and Kathleen Martin because of him. And how I got on KGRA radio, and it's through all his connections. He's like, this is the guy you need to fit that part that you were looking for, and he's been helping me out with all of that. And sometimes along the way, you just meet the right people and you click, and things work out for the best. Like
what I hope. What I hope you guys do. I'm not saying you guys need to do this or not. Sometimes my favorite thing is when people in movies do behind the scenes kind of stuff, like. Have a clip behind the scenes on making him the stuff. I love watching movies, how they made it behind the scenes. You doing this, you're telling that. So hopefully you guys have like a third man camera, like a simple camera, just doing behind the scenes. I love behind the scenes.
You got to see the camera equipment that these guys.
I'm sure it's top notch. You showed it.
Oh yeah, you guys seen. And by the way, Steven just started his own YouTube channel. It's called This Adventure with Steven Bonds. 9574. It's brand new. He's going to take you on his little adventures while he's out filming and doing different things behind the scenes, exactly what you're looking for. So subscribe to his channel and you can stay hooked up with him. He just started it. It's brand new. And then again, if you're interested, you can go check out When a Demon Cries. It's on Facebook. This is the link right here. I dropped it in the chat a little while back. When a Demon Cries on Facebook. Go like that page and then go find The Bridge and like that page. It just shows all the support for these projects that we're working on. Again, When a Demon Cries will be on the big screen. This will be a silver screen performance. You will see this in the movie theater. And of course, this will be like a Netflix, Amazon feature, Extraterrestrial City. And I'm excited about both. Any project that I'm invited to work on is a plus. It's an honor to be a part of anything. And finally, I think after clawing my way through this field, I worked myself into a really good team, and good things are going to come of this from this point forward. And I'm really excited. I really am.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited for the whole community because there's a lot of great things.
I love to see that all the people that we work with, me, Bigfoot Anon, Tex, everybody's starting to come out and make their own things. And we were preaching this for like 2 years now. It's time for new blood to get doing the documentaries. It's time for new blood, new faces to be seen. And it's starting to happen right now. And we're a part of that. And that's amazing, man. I'm so
real,
proud we're able to
from
do
real people, real blue collar, down the earth people.
Indeed.
You know, so beyond that, guys, hopefully we see a lot of you tomorrow on Anthony's channel. That's going to be an awesome paranormal story. When you have guests on to tell their stories, there's nothing better than hear somebody else's story for the first time. I mean, it's just, you got to be there tomorrow. And then of course I got Samuel Chong coming on Thursday, and I'm hopefully for Friday, I'm going out Bigfoot hunting right after this with my daughter. Hopefully I have enough stuff ready to shoot out for you guys on Friday to see if we get anything. My daughter and I'm hoping for the best, you know, and beyond that, we'll see you guys next time on the Paranormal Highway.